everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3. But before I get into it, please subscribe to this channel and ring that bell icon down below to be notified when I post new videos. Also be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and please share with your friends. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So recently, some of the things that I've been seeing about Mandalorian, many people are clearly kind of on the fence about the new season, mainly because of how the Book of Boba Fett actually ended. If you've seen the last 3 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, or actually I should say, if you haven't seen those 3 episodes, please, there's some spoilers ahead, so you've been notified. Anyway, so when it comes to this particular chapter of The Mandalorian, or I should say, the Book of Boba Fett, in the Book of Boba Fett, the last 3 episodes show Mando basically going back to get Grogu. Well, honestly, he tries to just give him something to kind of show that he cares, because he couldn't stop thinking about him. And I understand what direction they're trying to go. It looks like they're trying to give Mando essentially what everyone kind of assumed was going to be a father figure story. He's going to be basically Space Daddy. I can't say that with a straight face. Space Daddy. I mean, that's just so weird. Anyway, he's the space dad of Baby Grogu, or Baby Yoda, as I prefer to call him. Basically, this child is now going back with Mando and going to face all these new dangers ahead. And one of the things I've noticed is that Mando's going to be trying to redeem himself from the failure of taking off his helmet, which honestly I felt that it would have been great if he moved past that and was abandoning the weird zealot thing. But I also kind of like elements of that whole Mandalorians needing to wear their helmet. I actually still enjoy that. So it's kind of hard to say which direction. When it comes to that particular storyline, it's difficult because I like that concept. It's kind of fun just seeing the requirement to wear the helmet. It's kind of like how fans feel about Dredd. It's like Judge Dredd must always wear the helmet, never take it off. And then you have this whole storyline basically where he's trying to redeem himself by swimming through the fires of... He has to swim through the fires on Mandalore, and it's just kind of... I think it's cool, I think it's kind of funny, and I think it's going to be interesting. And from what I can tell, it looks like that's the direction they're going in the next season. He's going to try to redeem himself. And the fact that they hinted that, or really just showed all this, going to the direction in the Book of Boba Fett, lets me know that's essentially what they're trying to do. Now, many people may feel that's a bit weird or a bit off. Personally, I like The Mandalorian. I feel that the story is great. It still follows basically the formula of Star Wars, and it feels like Star Wars when watching it. Granted, Andor had its moments too. I'm not going to say anything about that because of the fact that I enjoyed moments of it. It didn't feel like a Star Wars thing, so I'm just going to move past that before I get on a rant. Anyway, Mandalorian Season 3. I'm going to go ahead and show this clip that they recently posted on Star Wars. Alright, so let's go ahead and...
As I was saying, there's a beautiful parcel available right down here by the flats.
I appreciate the offer, but I have some matters to look after.
Well, I'm confused. I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the same little
Just
critter.
look at him rotating around. It's just funny.
It's complicated. I completed my quest. He returned to me. I removed my helmet, and now I'm an apostate.
Which is all the more reason for you to stay here with us. Where you're from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry.
Okay, so in that clip, I honestly feel that's one of the best things that you could get at this point from Star Wars. It's still better than whatever they're trying to put out now. Hopefully, they actually do keep with the same formula they had with the first 2 seasons of the Mandalorian. Sorry, and I'm hoping that honestly that it just shows more adventures, more danger naturally, and a bigger threat, something massive. One of the things that I've been wanting to see, however, is I want to see Mando just ride on the back of the Mythosaur and Luke Skywalker fighting alongside them again, and naturally just fully ignoring the sequel trilogy. Naturally, you gotta fully ignore it. Now, granted, from what I can tell, I heard there's a lot of rumors going around generally that The Mandalorian is going to be connected to the sequel trilogy. Now, there are elements of it that are kind of like that. If you watch the Book of Boba Fett, they show Luke trying to restart his temple, and kind of honoring the past traditions, but we don't know how that's going to go in this Mandalorian season. Just because it showed that in the Book of Boba Fett doesn't mean that he's going to suddenly simply stick to tradition. Maybe he needed to let Grogu go so that he could see that attachments are good, that you don't need to follow the old way. Not everyone's the same. The reason why Anakin had his struggles with attachments was because of the fact that he grew up in slavery. When you grow up in slavery, you can't possibly have a normal outlook on life. And in fact, if you look at the other Jedi without attachments, all of them became disturbed, blind to the Force, and eventually all destroyed. I feel that emotions are important in the Force, and to be a Jedi, you don't have to be a stickler for no family, no friends, no allies. Obviously, that doesn't make any sense. So, whatever direction they're going, I'm all for it. I'm hoping that they do, like I said, ignore the sequel trilogy. And one of the things I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and segue here. With Star Wars Day happening pretty soon on May the 4th, honestly, it's going to be interesting to see what everyone talks about in the days ahead. But more importantly, when it comes to Star Wars, they've been posting a lot of things regarding, emphasizing Star Wars more, putting out more projects, creating Star Wars memorabilia and all that stuff. Personally, I want to see just generally a good Mandalorian series. I want to see a great just story with adventure, quests, missions, and dangers, and a lot of Easter eggs, of course. But I don't want them to just pander towards one audience. I want them to pander towards everyone. No, actually, I don't like the pandering at all. I want them to simply write a good story, care about the project they're working on. When you get people who really love Star Wars, you can see it reflected in the work. Hence why season 2 of The Mandalorian was just so, it just had this oomph to it. And then when Luke showed up, I mean, that one was just, you could feel that. It was potent. It was powerful. It was the best thing ever. And you could taste it. Sorry, that was a bit weird. Anyway, when it comes to this, I want to see Star Wars represented in a way that is classic and honors the original lore, unlike the sequel trilogy that basically tried to kill it. Anyway, I'll finish my little rant here. Well, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Create TV. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.